Super gooey.
Are we doing that again?
Yeah, we gotta. Because I don't know if that one was on. All right.
Wanted to.
Welcome, Assassins, to this week's episode of Assassins and Dragons. I am Magnus Beasticus, your dungeon master for the evening. Joining us as our adventurers on this adventure, to my bottom right, your bottom left. Hey there, Rummy.
Oh, he noticed me. Oh, hey. I am Rummy the Ever Living. I play Valkyrie Invictarii.
Wow.
A something Aasimar, level 10.
Switching things up, mysterious.
Hercheck Bane, Maximus Dominus, level 10 Barbarian fighter of the Storm Herald.
My name's ENZER, and I play Timarius, a level 9 male. Gray,
Level
gray
9
blue,
man.
Just an
dwarf,
average level 9.
wild mage, level 10.
What?
Wait,
Level 10 male,
started
level
off
10
at level
wild.
9 and ended level 10.
By the end of that sentence.
Did I say
yes,
level?
10.
Yeah.
He leveled up
well,
by the end of his sentence.
it's official. I'm in transition.
Conversational experience, I work.
End of transition.
Who am I?
Yeah.
I'm Luna, and I play Thunkey Beerbot, female mountain dwarf druid level 10.
When last we left Orin's Obliterate, they had bested Coltessa von Mar, forcing her to finish the absorption of Satyun's energy prematurely, flying away in a glittering yellow light, revealing different star clusters and constellations lit up throughout the land, signifying what, who knows. Looking around, seeing that Orinbel had been in a landscape of death and destruction, their king had decided to sacrifice himself and turn back time 4 days. Timarius had something to say about this, not letting him do it until Kunbara had given her approval and slain the king herself. Afterwards, or now, they find themselves 4 days in the past, on the floating island above Orinbel City proper, with a nice blue crystallized castle in the place of their old Prisma. Will you look confused, Max?
I said 2 weeks.
Yeah, you're like, we're 4 days in the past, but 2 weeks in the future?
Did I say 2 weeks in the future?
You told us 2 weeks.
No, no. Oh, Jesus. Okay. We will get to a part where there will be a 2-week break in game. We have not gotten to that part yet. We are picking up
I don't see that. That
immediately.
should've been specific.
Simple concepts are hard, okay?
I'm
I'm not even joking. I was confused.
Okay. So they were flung 4 days into the past, where their home city of Orinbel had not yet been destroyed. Though because of deities' overwhelming power and the fact that they exist across multiple dimensions and realms, Satyun and Coltessa had still escaped. Their actions already come to fruition. They now find themselves in the peaceful city that they once pounced around in before, with Kunbara in tears, having just slain her father. At this, a few moments pass, and a bright blue light flares at the base of the Prisma Castle by the entrance, and the female form of Islavel, Queen of Orinbel, appears in an attempt to keep herself together, though streaks of tears are lining her cheeks. Long, silver gray, straight hair, an elfish form, wearing a sky blue silken gown with glittering gems lining the fabric. Also, in her last few hundred years of her elven life. Hercheck.
Does she have her crown?
She does have a different crown.
Oh, a different crown. I was
Yes, a very different crown, a tiara of a very similar theme. Sort of the males wear this sort of upside down dripping mercury, and the females wear what looks to be a static constellation of just dots connected by sometimes it's silver, sometimes it's gold light lining the head. She is trying to keep her composure, and at Kumbara, looking at her mother, she looks to the castle meaningfully, and then back to her mother, and just breaks all composure and starts running in the direction of Islavel. Islavel, also her thin sheet of composure breaks at the same time, and they start running towards each other and sort of grab onto each other and collapse towards the ground. And Kumbara just mutters like, I failed him. I couldn't save him. And Islavel goes, No, you did just fine. Your father and I knew what we were protecting up here. And we also know that you can do better. At this, you just see them sort of sobbing together, and Islavel is matronly, just caressing Kumbara, trying to stay as strong as she can.
I'm gonna run up there too, and offer my beard.
To the
Here, you can wipe your tears with this.
Let's see. Tim has still not cleaned himself. The time warp did not
Again.
did not bring Tim back to any sort of clean moment. So
I cleaned
as
it
you present your beard,
with spit.
as you present your beard, sort of like woo, sort of wobbling from the base of it is a dead maggot hanging in a globule of spit above.
Gross.
You have done this yourself, Timarius.
I got all the maggots out.
Or
You're
did
still
you?
dirty as...
Also, I would be comfortable saying that your genitals are probably out, because for about a week now you've been wearing thin sheets of fabric and have made no attempt to wear anything more. You've been blown up, you've been sliced, you've been attacked. Probably just like a band around your bicep is still there, and even that's just like falling out. So
I'm
sort of
officially battle torn.
yeah, exactly. They're on the ground crying and having this moment, and naked stinky Tim comes up and presents his beard.
Well, hold on now. I'm also emotional, and
That makes it
and
better.
it's kind of like one of the when in Rome kind of things. You know, it's I'm here. Wipe your tears with my beard. I offer it like this,
Okay.
like a hand towel. Maybe over my.
So they're gonna roll Constitution saving throws, and I want you to roll a
Charisma?
just straight charisma
Oh,
at
heck.
disadvantage.
What?
Ooh.
9. Wait. 7.
Islavel is watching you approach first, and as you sort of present your beard to her, you can see just the only thing that shows is just the twitch of her eye, of like, in, you know, who knows? It could be disgust, or it
I'm gonna
could
look
be
back and say,
admiration.
She winked at me.
And Kumbara looks back at you, and it's almost as though tears are streaming down her eye, and just a little bit of snot is coming out of her nose, and she looks at you, and just like almost like you're a comforting sight in how disgusting you are, and she just lets it all out and almost like sneezes this huge thing of snot down her face and just starts crying and rubbing her face into her mother. He's good, he's good. And they both start crying even harder now, and yeah, you have successfully broken down Kumbara's almost last emotional barrier.
I'm going to, you know, try and pat her on the back and yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
My lip is trembling.
And the queen, the queen says, "You must be Timarius. Don't ask me how I know."
I take a knee.
Oh. Huh. I can tell that you have all been through so much for Orenbell. We will see that you are properly rewarded and that this city never forgets your deeds. Even though technically they never even existed to begin with in this town. And she... Technically they didn't. Technically nobody knows what you did at this point.
I immediately start writing a press release.
Okay.
What?
Telling exactly what we did.
And she goes, "Worry not. We must prepare the king's sending." And she faces down to Kumbara and Kreserumor, "And your crowning. The celebration will be ahead of us. Nobody may know of your actions, but that gives you freedom to write your own story in this time. What would you choose? It's okay. There'll be 2 weeks in between now and when we can have, or when the ceremony will take place."
I'm not good with words, but I spent the last chapter of my life trying to save a man I did not know. But the name that I believed in, King Orin. Triandal. See,
Either or. Triandal's like his first name, Orin is the family name.
But I have spent that time with Kumbara.
Is she officially a queen?
She's not now. No, not yet. She's yet to be crowned.
And I must say that, as sad as it may be, the king is gone. But a new queen is ready. And she will be a fine king. Queen. Queen. Yes, this royalty business.
You hear that, Kumbara? You'll be queen.
I'm not good at it. But I'll gladly. My beard's ready whenever you need it.
Only for like a couple more days.
You keep that beard just right where it is on your skin and away from us. You are the deserving one of its gloriousness. Oh.
I'm honored.
And then I'll bow and then do one of those like
She
backwards.
Says, wait.
Oh.
Take this. And from the back of her hair, she takes off this silver, very sort of like elven, interwoven, almost like Celtic-looking band. And she says, "It'll make your beard look quite majestic. I mean, more majestic."
What do I do with it?
It's a band, so it's like a dwarven cap.
Yes. Yes. I'll figure it out.
It's got one charge of prestidigitation in it for you to clean yourself up once a day.
Ooh.
It's quite a gift.
So then I would have a magic beard?
You could call it that.
Thank you. I'll always cherish it. It will be an heirloom that I'll pass on to my many children. In your honor.
Do you have children, Tim?
No, but I could see myself, raising a family.
Looks
Okay,
over
we-
at Thunkey. Wing.
Barf.
Yeah, he had his time.
Violently.
So we must make preparations for the ceremony, Kumbara. You'll be a queen soon enough. I promised Father I wouldn't run away. I'm ready. and they sort of slowly get up and still hugging each other, start walking towards the entrance. And then the Islavel says, "There'll be a private gondola at the edge of the castle walls. It'll take the Duergar stream all the way down to the city. There will also be a guard with 15,000 gold pieces for you all."
I have the name Danny in my head for some reason. Is it Danny?
Chris?
No.
Fuck is Chris?
Danny patrols the streets at night, and Chris patrols the walls.
Why do I know that name though?
Maybe it's his accent. His Australian accent is quite the talk of the town. I mean, his weird foreign accent is quite the talk of the town. Okay, so unless there's anything else that you guys would like to do or speak to them about, at this moment you will have 2 weeks with which to pretty much do what you desire.
I'm gonna walk over to Kumbara, really serious, like, if there's anything you need, I'm here for you. And I give her a really good hug and a kiss on the cheek.
Roll just a charisma check.
God
Straight
damn
charisma
it.
check.
Come on, man.
8. She slowly embraces you as well, and she returns the kiss on the cheek, and she whispers into your ear, "Thank you for everything."
My place.
Wait, what'd you say?
Nothing.
My place?
Yeah, my place.
My place?
MySpace.
They still use it in Ornbell.
Sexual things.
Oh, okay.
This is me. This is me trying to make a move in Kumbara.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll see what Innate does.
Get in
in the
line.
future.
I think I butter her up properly.
And
I got a question.
okay.
Kumbara,
Yes, Tim?
will we be honoring the fallen?
Of course.
Are you next to me?
Sure.
Just you wait.
Your squirrel people.
Aren't they all
What
back
do you
now
remember?
since we
They're
went back in
alive.
time?
No, they're all
Yeah,
back.
Yes,
I'm really having a hard
and-
time
and
grasping
yeah.
Time
Could
travel.
Kumbara like,
First for Tim.
oh, no, yeah,
my
they
first
should
time
be
travel.
alive, Tim.
Wait, no, it's not.
Kumbara's like,
He's just old. Gets confused easily.
we will honor those who have fallen, thanks to Cortessa's villainy. Just you wait for the ceremony. It'll be a thing to remember.
Did we kill the dead hands again?
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was like maybe 2 months ago.
Oh,
And
well,
you weren't around during that time.
His memory's all messed up.
Yeah, you would know. I think,
Like, what's going on?
I think I'm the only one that knows the dead hands.
No,
I think
Thunkey and Tim were around.
I don't think it was that Thunkey.
was
After the
Barbarian.
What are you
operation,
saying?
post-op Thunkey.
Yeah.
Post
I've been a woman all my life.
two ops Thunkey. They implanted druidic ability in you and then made you a woman.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and the queen turns around and just says before they enter into the castle, remember, make your legend grow.
Dairy.
Wow.
I'm
No.
lactose intolerant.
Pretty much just like come up with something great.
In the next 2 weeks.
No. So essentially, like she'll send out a messenger to get you guys before the ceremony starts, and even throughout the city, as you guys take the gondola down, which is just like almost a magical stream that leads from the platform, it lines the northern and the Deluia River that travels from north to south, bisecting the entire city, just down into the bisection of the residential and market districts. And yeah, you can
Collect our gold.
yeah, you collect your gold, your 15k, disperse it amongst you as you please, and we can go around whoever's ready first to say what they want to do in the next 2 weeks of peace, where you might, for the first time in a long time, get some pretty restful sleep, minus Farkir.
So we each get 3,750.
Gold?
No, we each get 15,000.
As no,
Yeah.
as you're going down the gondola,
That's a lot of gold.
you hear.
Is that
Oh,
Vaughn?
I'm sorry. Is
Quenzel?
that
And a hand is coming out of the very furry, elongated hand. Hand is coming out of the
I
bag.
don't know where he's getting that from anybody. I didn't promise him anything.
I look at him like, what? I give him 774 gold because I feel like I owe this person something. I was like, I don't know.
That of Arkia, yes, good.
Who? Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry. How much gold do we get per person?
3,750.
Oh, wow, so I still have-
Pinky.
wow.
Can I have a word?
Yes, okay, yeah. Sure, you did good, Tim, yes. Quite good. You deserve a word in my ear.
Alright. Bring it closer.
Yeah. And he like reaches into your beard and grabs one of the maggots and
I do the same.
that's why I like you, Tim.
If I give you some gold, can I upgrade the real estate available to me in your, we'll call it a kingdom?
Depends on how much we're talking here. Based off of the sum you just earned, I'd say you've got a long way to go.
It's the most money I've ever had.
It's the least I've ever seen. You know that he said you could pretty much come in whenever you want, but to actually have like a place to like rent out in the bag is it's like he gets very sort of protective of his space. Like
It's California prices.
you can just come in and rummage around my things and just steal them whenever you like. No such person can get such freedom without a price.
Okay, fine. I was gonna give you some gold, but I guess not.
I mean, I'll still take the gold.
Okay. Here's like 1,000.
More than I gave him. Okay. You must owe him a lot.
I knew I picked the right crowd.
I'm gonna give him a couple scratches on the head. Whoa. Oh god.
I think you and I should go into town. Clean ourselves up. Come on.
I second that idea.
Like two old gals just...
And you guys are starting to
Trying to-
come down to the base of the river now, where there's sort of like a docking bay with a guard watching, and you just hear a guard go, "What's that monster? Ah! Ah!" And Panky goes, and goes back into the bag. You just see his eye pop out. Roll a persuasion check.
Can I roll an intimidation check and say,
That's my wife you're talking about!
Yeah, roll. Oh, actually, yeah. Okay, now then roll at advantage.
Wow.
20?
Wow. Right, sorry, didn't mean to bother. Continue. Coming from the castle, should have been so disrespectful.
Get over here. Right now. You're gonna say you're sorry.
He just like shuffles over.
Come on, Banky. Tell her she's pretty. Say it.
Don't lie to her.
Say
don't
it.
lie to her.
You better mean it.
You're very.
You can tell you're lying.
Very pretty.
Tell her she
I
has
can't
beautiful
take
eyes.
my eyes off you.
Look at her in the face. Look at her in the face.
I'm going to start
There's like a tear coming down his eye right now.
I'm licking my teeth and lips and.
Dodger's ready. Right now.
What's the royal family become?
I go there like that's enough. That's enough. I think he's been. I turn him around and like push him out. Go beyond.
No,
that.
no,
Beyond
he's
that.
I disrespected a guest of the royal family.
You're an
I
upstanding.
grab
I need to
people's
be a man
arms and
about
put them in
this.
front of
You're
me
an
and
upstanding
I make
soldier
that,
then.
gesturing to
Yeah. Hold me back. Hold me back. I swear to God. Get him out of here.
Look, I'm sorry.
Beat him
You're
up.
really pretty. Maybe if you weren't going out with him, you and I could be so okay. And then he runs away.
Bye now.
That's right.
You stood up for me. Nobody's ever stood up for me before, and you called me pretty.
We are us
Who
pretty
needs
folk need to stick together.
And he goes,
Well, now I'm feeling on top of the world. Maybe I could feel even better. Yes, let us get dolled up, haircuts and all the fancy nails and such. Oh boy, do I feel sorry for whoever gets me, but
I take off the Pinky's pocket from my side. Here you go. I toss it to Tim.
just like hops over.
Yeah.
I like, thrust my hip out and tap it,
He actually like crawls mainly out of the bag to where it's just over his forearm. Like his entire body is out, but the bag is covering his forearm. And he holds your hand with the bag on it.
That's adorable.
So like I put my hand in the bag and with his hand? Like
No,
both of our hands are in the bag?
he's making sure that he has his bag at all times.
Mm.
And he's like he's like sort of protectively like taking a chance in the outside world next to you.
It's okay. It's okay.
And then I'll like hook my arm through his and then like, put my chest out. Like,
Come on. Let's.
A little boy like runs up and he's like, "Look, it's a monster!"
Jesus.
And the kid just like "Ah!" and runs away.
whoa.
Should do an earphone warning.
We need to work on your manners there, Pinky. That was a bit harsh. But
I like your style. You want to be my wingman?
I thought I was your wife.
Yeah. I mean, but we swing all over the place. We're like one of those crazy swings.
Ooh, an open-minded fellow. Yes, I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Shit gets crazy in the cave,
Okay, so we'll is anybody accompanying Tim and Penky to the wherever Tim decides to take them?
No, I'm actually I'm gonna look at you all and just go, I need to find answers. There's too many things that I saw. I will be leaving for a while. I won't be far, hopefully, but
Point to the ring. Like,
I got you.
And when you bring up the ring, you think about Yerg and what his sort of what state he might be in 4 days from the point at which you traveled back in time.
in that tree, probably beating his meat to his dead comrades.
whoa.
with the ring on his finger though.
Yeah, with the ring.
Yeah, he's gonna have no idea what the fuck that is.
It would be earlier than
What
that.
happened in Vegas?
But yeah, okay, so we'll say that so Hercheck takes off. Are you leading the way to the barber or just wherever Tim would think to bring somebody? I don't exactly think Tim has ever done this or found a place like this.
I mean, I'm gonna be window shopping. That's for sure.
Okay, roll investigation check.
I'm gonna use luck.
You know you can do that after you roll.
Wow.
Natural 20.
Wow.
When it doesn't even matter, you get all natural 20s.
Yeah. When it doesn't even matter. No, I mean
What are
that's
you
the thing. It's
talking
like
about?
specifically when it doesn't matter at all, and when it matters the most for any roll.
That's when you really need it.
Find a really good
Luck
salon.
Gone.
Would you have luck still at this point?
If we got a long rest in between.
No, you didn't. You guys are coming right out of a battle.
Wait, let me see. Yes, I have one point of luck left. I just used it.
You find so this departs the dock for the gondola departs at a more sort of rich area of the town because it does connect pretty much directly with the castle, and you find a very nice establishment. A barber with one of those really long black curly mustaches, very skinny fellow, black hair, welcomes you in. You pretty much have your it takes some convincing. I would say with a natural 20 you have also somehow, like, after meeting the queen and saying goodbye to Kumbara, having all this money, you're on top of your game at this point.
Would the queen have given us a token or like something like to identify us as something like important into the city?
You imagine she will do that after during the ceremony. The barber sort of perks up at the sight of Penky at sort of like the promise of a challenge, and
Total
right
makeover.
away.
Total makeover.
Yeah. Super total makeover, and this is also like one of those like it's got suits, like very fancy wardrobes lining the entrance. There's like a parlor in the back, and it's pretty much like when a noble would need like a last minute, like, I need everything for this party now. That is where you've found yourself. So essentially you have your pick of the character selection screen. However you want Tim to come out after this endeavor.
Does this barber have a voice?
Yeah, so the barber is... this is his voice. Right, come this way. I've got so many things for you.
Now, it's a little bit Penky, but yes, we'll do it like this.
Instant best friends.
Oh, I like you. Oh,
I like you.
right this way.
Any relation?
I would like for myself a, say, like, turquoise robe with say something that looks like nothing too fancy, nothing with like jewelry on it, but certainly high class garb. If there's anything that depicts like rock shapes, maybe like a big hood, so it's almost like I'm in a mini cave. Or like if the hood
like an Emperor Palpatine, only larger hood.
Yes.
With like
very
small...
hoopy sleeves. I want real big wizard sleeves.
Pockets in the sleeves.
Okay.
Lots of pockets. We need to put things. And then of course my beard. I'd like that done up. Basically accentuating the beard thing that what's her name? Islaville gave me. And then if they can work my eyebrows, I want those popping. Maybe throw a little dye in there.
oh, yes, right.
Accents
yes.
of blue.
Oh, yeah, doing it.
And he
You are also still blue.
I am, yes, very blue.
You look like a wizard of legend. Yeah, you like one from the grand tales of Orenbel from way back in the day. My goodness, yes, beautiful, fantastic, glorious.
and he just like and then he presents you with the robe and like spins you around into the mirror. Like, how do you like it?
I'm gonna. You've seen the Grinch. I'm gonna, flick my hips that way.
Yes, work
Like-
it.
and
And
like
then this way.
A section of the robe like waves out and
Exactly. And then I'm gonna like swoosh the robe open and stick my leg on a stool, and look at
Maybe stay away
Penky.
from doing that.
You are commando.
I would like pants too.
What kind of
Aw,
trousers are you looking
boo.
for?
Fishnet.
Boo.
I'm kidding. I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Stylish
We've
and
got some
comfortable.
options in the back.
You know, just like some. I don't know what wizard pants look like. Maybe like MC Hammer.
Parachute pants?
Poopy pants.
Like
Some
Latin
nice
white pants.
poofy,
Poofy
well,
all
like silk,
around.
They're called parachute.
silky poopy pants. Yes. They'll later become silky poopy pants. Maybe with like a poop trap. Oh no,
A butt flap.
flap.
You still-
Poop
Butt
flap.
flap. There you go.
Flap.
Nice.
I'm sure they make
Sir,
those in
we-
this. That'll probably be a custom.
We understand
Tailor
that
job.
wizards of your caliber spend hours, days, sometimes even weeks on task in their laboratories, so we have come up with an enchanted pair of trousers that has a dimension door in the hind region.
Oh my goodness.
Sounds expensive.
Wow. I'll take it. I'll take it all. This is the finest garb I'll probably ever wear.
That'll be 1,200 gold all up.
I'll take it.
That's a lot cheaper than I was thinking.
And yeah, I'll empty all of that.
But let me tell you, you never want to explore that dimension door and where it leads.
Ooh. Now you've gone and done it.
Cave of poop.
Cave of poops.
The
Oh.
poop cave.
Let's just say that we've sold many of these trousers, and they all lead to the same place.
In a pickle would be really good.
Ugh.
They all lead to
Maybe
Black Nar Mountains.
Sounds like a secret weapon if you ask me.
It's like the
Throw that around my enemy's
Dar-
head.
Darth Vader slaying Obi-Wan, and Tim just jumps in the back of his trousers. Everything just falls to the ground.
Then you hear a little. Anyway.
Already using it.
Then he disappears for about half an hour and leaves you in this very sort of fancy lounge where there's a bunch of snacks in different regions and like tea that pours itself. And he comes back with this. He starts walking this figure in with a black hood over it. He says, "Just you wait to see what I did with your voila!"
Oh!
And it's Penky, and he's completely shaven except for his hair. And
It's like fantasy David Beckham.
It took my brain a little while to understand just how detached that view is from what you see. But he actually does look a little bit like the barber, a very lanky individual, and you realize that his features are actually less rat-like right now than you anticipated. He's still got these like long buck teeth with an extended snout, but his hair is like parted on the sides. He looks very clean. His fingernails have been cut. They're still a little bit longer with like meaty knuckles and everything, but he looks like more of a Neanderthal and less of a rat at this point. And he's got just this sort of like purple vest with purple slacks and just like bright blue dress shoes as well, with just like cuffs for no random reason. Sleeveless.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about, Pinky. You look good. That's some proper attire.
Where's your bag? Where's this bag?
Oh, good point. It is actually tied to his waist. You see, it's not actually on his hand anymore. But he is like sort of like fidgeting with his hand around it.
Is this first world that you live in.
You get one good. I hear you get one good suit and you're set. So we're set.
Let's just be out of here. This makes me uncomfortable. I want to take it off. It itches. It itches. Where did they put my fur? Where did they put my fur?
I'll just pay the man and we'll get out of here.
For your friend here, it'll be 2,000. You have no idea what we had to go through to make this happen.
Wow, that's a lot. That's all your gold.
You don't
I
have
think I
that
need
gold.
Pinky's help.
You.
Oh no, we
Pinky
got
goes,
gold.
Yes, makes sense. I'm a disgusting creature. Yes. Go ahead, pay the man, Timarius, pay the man.
And you see Pinky's arm just like extend towards the cash register, and just shink, and just grab like a fistful of coins and just like shove it in his pocket.
I look at him and I'm just like, I have enough because I had.
Pinky knows you have enough.
Okay.
All right, well, you've cleaned us out, but I think we can eat for weeks now. That's what you do with clothes, right?
Ooh, yeah.
Then you just get good food and
Yes, you know,
the house comes with it.
Just reach your
really
hand
you
in
get the
that
most
dungeon.
benefits
House
if you
cave.
if you come back weekly, so we can tend to you and upkeep your form. You know. See you in a week.
Pencil me right in. Yes.
Reach
Yes,
your hand
one,
into that
one
dimension.
Timarius, what is your address so that we, can make sure that we follow up with our appointments? We're very duteous, you know.
Underground cave way. Rock deep. Dark.
Wow.
All right, okay. Underground way, rock deep, dark. But I will see you in the week.
Why do
Mr.
you need my
Timarius.
address?
So we can send
Ah,
the
deliveries.
newsletters, deliveries. You know, the oils for upkeep and whatnot.
Sounds good.
I need to
I'm
get
good
out.
for it.
I need
Now
to
come
get
on,
out.
let's go.
You two just start walking away really quickly. See you in a week. Okay, so is there anything anybody else wants to get done in the immediate time? And Tim, I will say that with going to that place, your charisma has increased by 1.
Ooh. Pretty party.
So long as you actually do maintain this look and don't shit yourself and actually try and upkeep the appearance.
Yeah,
Sure.
of course.
I would like to go to Orin's Obliterate, the prancing. Is it
The fancy man.
the fancy mane? Yes, I find my way there somehow. And I guess I go into what would be my Barkir's room, I guess,
Okay.
and I just start taking off the bag of menacing things, the bone-serrated knife, the
30 broken backbones.
all this I'm like, what is all of this stuff I have? I just start taking off, putting it in my room, just.
And you realize that you're also your room is also adorned with these kinds of things.
I just do that, this will not do. This will not. I kind of grab the graves from my back and I'm like, oh, never mind. I leave it there, and then I put the mace on the camp. I take everything off the walls and kind of shove it into the closet, close the closet, and then I go out into town and I take the greatsword and I get it covered in silver.
Just gilded in silver.
Yeah, covering all the weird things, gilded in silver with the gold runes in it ish. That pretty much are the Invictari's symbols or whatever. Just
Gilded
a
with
gold.
silver, golden runes. Any properties attached to it?
No, it's just I just made it look nicer than it was than it did.
Okay, that'll run you about 70 gold, I would say.
And then I'm going to buy a lance, and then I'm gonna look for a mount,
A mount.
like a horse.
Any mount specifically?
I would like one with a white one.
Okay. Horse. I'll say that'll be a total of, including the gilding, 375 gold pieces.
375.
Lance.
Yes. And then I guess I will just, after I get the horse and everything, I will look around for like an artificer's shop or like a shop that can make things for me.
Roll an investigation check.
Where'd it go? 60. 70.
You, through a weird intuition that you have, leading you through the city, appear in front of, you cross through many different districts, even through the market district, which you thought you would have found it in. And it leads you to Corellin's custom creations.
I like the colors of this shop. Blue and white. Yes, they fit the Invictarii nicely. I guess I walk in.
Okay. Let's see. If it's the same day, it'll probably be getting close to nighttime at this point. You see a very familiar, almost like your heart stops looking at him. With, I mean, I suppose you can describe him better than I.
I mean, I was like, oh, another white-haired Aasimar with white eyes with blue highlights in them, who wears the colors of the Invictarii, I guess the blue and the white, and he has that lion's pauldron on with Corellin's symbol on the like, what do you call it? A little like hanging cape thing they always have sometimes. Yeah, with Corellin's symbol on it, and I'm just like.
You also see a bald elf sort of at a workbench in the corner, just sort of going to town on certain things. He looks to be more so the owner, and the Aasimar is doing more of like a menial task of like organizing things, like dusting things off, like making certain like the price tags are right.
I sort of kind of am taken aback by the Aasimar. I'm like, oh, he could be. I go to the elf and like. Excuse me, do you own this establishment?
Why, of course. I'm Corellin.
Ah, Corellian. My name is
Not the angel. I'm just a man.
Angels. I don't believe in angels really, but yeah, oh, okay. Very well.
You won't make it far in this city.
Yes, I've seen that. But can you make things out of equipment?
Of course, I can make whatever your heart desires, so long as the coin is what I desire.
I seem to have some random objects that could be useful to me.
Okay, I can't do much with telling what is useful to you, but maybe you could tell me.
It's a giant rock of obsidian, 2 pyre bear hearts, and a pyre bear claw.
It's very random objects, but I can come up with some. Do you want to leave it into my imagination, or do you have something specific in mind?
No. I was going to make a gauntlet out of the. I was thinking of making a gauntlet out of the obsidian with the pyre bear's heart and the claws embedded in it.
It's the Infinity Gauntlet.
Well, I have a giant pyre bear claw, giant pyre bear heart, and a regular pyre bear heart.
And rock of obsidian, 2 pyre bear hearts, and what?
And a pyre bear, like a giant pyre bear claw.
I thought you failed at getting the pyre bear claw.
I got the pyre bear claw.
Okay.
Yeah. I failed at getting their spines.
And this is one of the most custom orders I've ever been asked to create. The good news is you are providing all of the resources and assets. I will have to acquire a few more items myself, but it'll be quite pricey.
Yes. I realize that. I'm good for it. I am good for it. But one more question. Who is this?
What business have
Aasimar
you with Val'raus?
What is his full name?
Val'raus Invictarii.
Would you mind? Never mind. I'll be on my way.
He is my subordinate and initiate.
Where is he from?
he doesn't speak much, but I'm not quite sure. I actually don't ask him anything, really. I just tell him to do things.
Good day to you. I will get you the materials you need, and I will be back at a later date to pick them up.
Perfect. Later date being about 2 weeks from now, and it'll cost you around 1,600 gold pieces.
I can give you those 1,600 gold pieces now.
Oh, perfect.
I'm a man of my
Val'raus!
word.
It's the wrong price for that knife. Fix it now. You're always doing this.
Good help is hard to find these days, I believe, but trust me, he'll...
Yes. But... Jesus. Okay, so you walk away from Corellin's shop with this.
Before I leave, I want to like kind of try and go around the shop and look to see if I can
Sorry.
see a ring on Aasimar's hand. I know, non-me character knows he has it on him, but Val'raus here doesn't know he has it on him. And I guess when I see it, I'm just like,
Hold on.
Yeah.
Val'raus is very very quick with his hands. If that's one trait you notice, go ahead and roll a perception check. As the tasks that he's fulfilling are done pretty quickly and thoroughly.
6.
That was almost a good one.
So 7. Yeah. Wow. I guess I can't see. I'm just like,
Yeah. Also, he's wearing gloves.
Okay. So I'm just like, well, maybe some other time. And I walk out the door. Like look over my shoulder.
Yeah, a very odd sense of belonging and nostalgia hits you.
Like perhaps I should have.
And a hyper rich sense of curiosity. Okay. We'll go around the table. Is anybody ready to say what they want to achieve in 2 weeks? We'll knock people out.
Sure.
I don't think Thunkey has done
What?
anything right after this, right?
Yes, I have. You don't know my life.
Okay.
Did you want to do anything like after we walked away?
Oh. I just went to go find an inn and take a long rest.
It would be the fancy main, unless you want to stay away from anything to do with sort of like the adventure that you just had.
No, it's fine.
Okay, so you find your room at the fancy main and you knock the hell out. A level of exhaustion hitting you that you've never experienced before, because you can both physically and sort of mentally decompress at this point. You can afford yourself that luxury.
Yeah.
Do you want to say what you trying to accomplish in the next 2 weeks?
Sure. Is this in character or is this like? what
It depends on what it is. If it's necessary for us to roleplay it, we will. But more than likely, you have to roll for most things you want to achieve.
Okay. So I slept for 2 of those days.
Okay. Well,
Then I left, and then I woke up super dehydrated. I went to get a drink from my what are these things called?
cask.
Yeah, but it was empty. So I was like, well, now I have
And
to brew
broken.
up some more. Yeah, and fix my cask. So that's what I did. I brewed up another batch of amazing beer.
Do you, roll a. I'm trying to think what role this would be. Do you have like a kit for anything, like a brewer's kit?
I do.
Does it say what role is associated to it?
No.
Okay, just roll a sleight of hand check.
5. It's the worst beer.
Like any skill, it takes proper maintenance and sort of a continual frequency in order to maintain the skill. And this batch it's one of those you open it up and like the black waves of stench come out.
The first batch is always the worst batch.
Yeah. So it took you a little bit to get back into it, but you can spend the next 4 days if you want to make another batch. It doesn't have to be the only thing you do, because you can just like do what you have to do and walk away. But
so I'll do that, and then a dwarf came in, and I gave him a sample, and he almost died because it was basically poisonous. It was that
oh
bad.
yeah, okay.
So then I took him to the local medical
apothecary.
Yeah, apothecary house, and stayed with him for 3 days, and we fell in love.
Okay.
And then I realized, like, why am I trying to go on all these adventures when I could be domesticated and make beer and food for my now love of my life? So
Okay.
let's see, so that takes care of 5 days. So then another 3 days we took a trip. It was kind of like a honeymoon, but like we weren't married yet. We took 3 days and went on a trip to like the outskirts of town and took like lots of culinary classes together, because that's what you do with your significant other.
Yeah.
And we learned how to make delicious bread.
Great.
I told him how like I've always wanted to learn how to make bread, because how can you have delicious beer without like a good beer bread?
True.
I always have to buy it, which seems like a waste.
Wow,
So now
yeah.
I have a certification specializing in bread making.
Roll for that. Roll let's see, baking. What would that be closest to? Roll a nature check. I don't know. There's no like yeast check.
I'll do that. Okay.
Survival?
19. I got a B.
You get that certification. you definitely. Thunkey's been good with her hands, is good with nature as well. Probably grew your own wheat and everything necessary to make it. Lickety split right on the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've got your certification of the bread making. Your bread making certification.
Perfect.
That exists.
Yes.
In the real world and the fantasy world.
And then we made it back into town, and then my husband was like, "Look, you make this delicious bread and beer. Why don't you just open up your own shop?" And I was like, "That's brilliant."
Okay.
So on the 2 days from that, we found a shop that was for lease. Decided to lease it.
Roll an investigation check.
God damn. Natural 1. It's just a barrel.
Do you
on the
remember
side of
that alley with the potion cellar in it?
No, like the really bad alley.
Yeah, you want the potion? I got you some potions.
Yeah, okay.
We'll say that you find a very, very small, beat up shack on the outskirts of the mercantile district that nobody's even selling. It's just abandoned.
Okay.
It's got room for an easy bake oven. No, it's like a studio. It's like one room that's broken down. You think you might be able to make something out of it, but it will cost a lot of time and money. There's nothing that you would be able to do immediately.
It's fine. It's temporary.
And then
until we get bigger.
When you're holding his hand and you're thinking in your head of the great future you'll have here, you hear and the ceiling just collapses in. But it's a plot of land.
Oh my god. And then I guess no wait, sometime in that period of time. No, the next day
That's fucking awesome.
I marry him and we open up a joint bank account.
Can't copy it.
And then the following day, no, the rest of the
Hold
time.
on, roll a charisma check, just straight charisma, just to see what this guy's like.
Want a copy?
Yeah, this picture.
19!
Ooh.
He's a hottie.
Okay, but
Controls you, Rummy.
what's your charisma?
0.
Okay.
Wait, you mean like...
Modifier.
Oh, yeah, 0.
Okay. Yeah, you found, no wonder you fell in love. This guy is actually he's a noble around. He's actually providing for you. You probably haven't even mentioned the amount of money.
I'm metagaming. I would like my husband to be my next character.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, he even owned his own establishment. Because you met him at the Fancy Main. Who he was the owner of for many years. It was actually a family business. So he's even telling you how to open up your own place. Like that's probably how you guys fell in love. He's like, I'm not gonna say the voice because who knows what that's gonna be like. But yeah, he just is like giving you different pointers. Like, no, open up your shop. You're so good. You're so good. Like this brew is incredible. Even though he's vomiting and shitting out of his pants at the time. Like people need to experience this. And he even looks like with starry eyes at the boulders on the ground now that represent your new establishment. And yeah, he's down.
All right, and the rest of the time is spent trying to clear the boulders out of my new shop. And that's what I've been.
Do you want a fancy wedding?
No.
Okay. Do you want a fancy shop?
A fancy shop?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
People are gonna.
I will say
mistake
it'll
it
be about
for...
600 gold pieces to
that's
fix
fine.
it up, just to get like the amount of material, the baking supplies, like make a few contacts and make this an actual establishment. So what is the name of your bread, beer, brew, whatever it is?
Beer bread bot.
Beer bread bot?
Yeah, one word.
Beer bread bot. Okay. Timarius. Moving on.
So, I mean, picking up right where we left off, as we're walking down the street, me and Panky, when the time is right and it feels appropriate, I look at him, I look at the bag, I look at him, I look at the bag,
As in, like, go?
and then I whisper, you want to do this, and then
You've done a lot for me today, Tim. More than anybody's ever done in my entire life.
You just hear, ha!
and I would say I slip my hand into the bag where his other hand is and like hold on to his hand, and I don't know how we want to do this, but I like the visual to be that viral thing on the internet where you see the dude who's on the bridge and he jumps off the bridge into the water to get knocked on himself, and then the song Shooting Stars starts to play.
Yeah.
That's me and Panky as we jump into the bag, and we're actually making that motion while, like, I imagine this is possible in his bag, right? Just like
He looks at you with, like,
crop it.
confidence and,
I'm trying to
like,
get him out.
You're in
He
for
keeps
a
on
trip.
just like squishing it.
and then he gives you the, are you ready eyes?
Yeah, I hit that. And all it does
And I
is squish the picture.
confidently
That's all it
nod.
does.
And he smiles, and then
Okay,
he
do
just
this, and
goes,
it just,
All right, on the count of
Squish.
three.
you know,
3, 2.
oh, I have to grab that. God.
And you guys disappear into the bag of holding. We will get back to that, but I would like to, because their camera is probably about to die first, and we can sort of continue this way. If it does happen, get to Hercheck and Barkir. Hercheck, are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
So I want to leave Ornbell, and I want to go back to Ilfell.
that will take, unless you're willing to spend quite a lot of money, that will take...
all the gold. I don't give a shit.
Okay, it'll take you at least a week to get there.
What was that other town? Bresh? How close is Bresh?
Bresh is a 3-day journey on like horseback.
I want to go. I'll go to Bresh. I'll get a horse. Go to Bresh. Find Vool.
Don't you have the ring?
Yeah. But what does that matter?
Can you just teleport there?
Could I teleport?
I thought Yerg was
Okay, let's
there.
make this a narrative journey. All right. Okay, so if
Yeah,
that's
like-
what you're going to do, you can go right to Yerg, who you know is in the area.
Yeah.
Okay. When you teleport to Yerg, flames surround you. You are in the middle of a cry of noise and yelling, and you see a few people in the robes that Yerg was in as well. You have effectively gone into the scene where the betrayal happened and Yerg's members were slaughtered. It is a group of barbarians. I'm sorry, a group of Goliaths that are enacting this, and you notice them to be the Reapers, the Land Reapers. Yerg is reaching for Lyranus as you teleport to him, and Lyranus is just about to get axed. I want you to roll a... let's see. Just... strength.
$15.
A barbarian is one of the Land Reapers. Dark skin, even darker tattoos, more tattooed than your tribe. More tribal, like spikish tattoos around their forms, is about to lift his axe, and you just sear him into oblivion. Go ahead and roll a survival.
What's survival? Dex?
Survival is survival. Survival's wisdom.
14.
14. Out of Yerg's 12 companions, you managed to save 8 of them.
Hey. Do I save his bitch?
You save Lyranus as well, and
Wow.
Yerg is thoroughly confused. You all are also looking for Ildfell, and you've saved this is your 3rd day. You spend a day going from location to location, being followed by this horde of Land Reapers, and we'll say that you spend 2 days slowly making your way up the mountain towards Ildfell, and you make it to the Incendiary Forest. Go ahead and roll another strength check.
16.
In a last stand, one of the other members dies, and but you have effectively this group of Land Reapers you have slaughtered, and you've helped bring these people to the forefront, and you've even sort of reminded Yerg the methods in which he used his abilities previously,
Of course.
and sort of like quickly brought him up to combat competence, as well as sort of like created a mini effective group amongst the remaining of the was like the Circle of Owls from the capital city of Capilico, and you've got
All the downtime that we have while traveling, I'm just practicing with the Starlight Conqueror.
okay, and go ahead and roll another survival. You wander in the Incendiary Forest, combating giant centipedes and trying to find places to stay. Man, with a 1.
Sure. I mean, I've been here before, so I should know where everything's at.
It's still like just surviving throughout the forest to get there. Luckily, you had a group that you'd been with before that had helped you through all these, and you guys knew each other and everything. This is still like people are having a hard time buying your story. They had just actually, yeah, roll a charisma check.
I mean, he has the ring. I should be like,
True, but they
No.
were just betrayed
No.
by a Goliath. We'll say that the reason that you had an issue navigating the forest was because of the distrust, and Jurg was even trying to fend for you, but they were just betrayed by a tribe of Goliaths. Even though you had saved them, some are just mistrusting, and they turn. 3 more go down of the party, so you are at 4 now remaining members.
That's what I
Jurg,
care about.
Lyrinus, and one of the mages and a guard. You are now at the tree. I will say 8 days total have passed. You are at the tree, and the Goliaths, or sorry, the giants welcome you in. There's an intimidating presence at first of these giants.
I want to show him the piece of.
No, yeah. They pretty much you hear the doof 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 doof, same entrance but light blue skin, rushing towards you, and they, as soon as you pretty much hold it up on his heels, and he goes down into almost this like kneeling position of like, tell me what you want me to do.
I need to speak to the chief.
All right, he brings you to Nornaga Flesh Feast. It only takes about 2 hours to navigate there.
I just want to discuss with him everything that he knows about Regentia, his champion. What I know about the champion? Pardon me, Nornaga handed you the, as he handed you the hilt before, he mentioned Talos, Okay.
who was the previous champion.
Yeah, I want to try to. I want to know everything I possibly can know.
Roll an investigation check.
11.
I will say, because you are holding this, roll it at advantage.
Ooh, 18.
Okay. What he I can probably just send you this if you want to keep it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I want to spend as much time as possible here with him, talking amongst the other giants, just to, I don't know, just get to know them, build up a reputation as best as possible. And then, do they have a temple for Regentia here?
They do. It's to Regentia and Ralligad. It's a temple essentially to them as well as to Ildfell.
I'm going to devote most of my off time just to spend it in the temple, just meditating, trying to connect with Regentia, just trying to figure out what my position is and what my next step is in the journey.
Okay.
And then that'll be good.
At advantage, roll a religion check.
Jesus. Okay, 17. Natural 20.
I'm going to send you all of my notes. Okay. Okay, so you have you only have a few days left to make it back.
I will ask. Well, first I want to go to. No, fuck him. I'm gonna go back to the chief and ask if there's anything that needs to be brought, or any word to Ornbell, and if there's any like faster way to travel there.
Okay.
I mean, sorry to meta at this point, but isn't there a week of cooldown? So he's been there a week.
Oh yeah, the ring.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. So I'll just go back to the chief, and I'm going to thank him for everything that he has provided, and I say I will be back soon. Believe me, have trust. Also, watch out for that mask. Don't put on a mask. Don't go near a mask ever. Trust me.
Kiss on the cheek.
I tell him. Hopefully during that time, I tell him like what all had happened, and I will bid my farewell and teleport to who has a ring?
Your entire party.
I will teleport to Tim.
Okay. And you did not, just to clarify, you did not actually go into Ildfell, did you?
Go into no. I just wanted to talk to the chief.
Okay.
Just to
That's another journey entirely.
Yeah. No. Not yet.
Okay. We'll discuss everything.
Do I still have like a day or two?
You still, I'll say you still have 2 days.
Just for I guess probably for that. I need to talk to Tim about everything that had happened.
Go for it. It's gonna be pertinent.
This is gonna die soon.
Yeah,
It's blinking faster and faster.
Yeah, so we can just do it.
Wait. Just take out the power cord from this one.
Is it still recording?
Yeah, it is.
Yep. That's me. That's really nice. It's exactly what I'd be doing. Ah! Ah!
I thought that was actually Rummy though,
Wow.
because he got a new.
I'm not.
Well, it was
sure
awesome.
of that.
We both did it.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, feel free to talk to him.
Nice.
Tim, during our engagements.
Hold on, wait.
Wow!
Oh yeah. I'm here. I'm back. What's up?
Scared me a little bit.
I embrace him. Give him a hug. Is Pinky with him?
Got my first
Oh yeah.
this
first
is
one down the
This
chute.
is towards the end of the 2 weeks, so I'll say it's up whether or not you think you'd
Are you in
spend
the
most of it
bag?
with Pinky.
Yeah.
I'm just taking a quick second to feel my butt. Impressed. Okay,
I mean, it'd be gone anyway.
that's what I'm saying. Just
And,
want to.
and roll a charisma check to see how well you've maintained yourself if you actually were trying.
I was trying.
Yeah, I know, but still, this is to see like how effective it was.
Wait. 15.
Okay. So yeah, when you teleport back to Tim, it's like you do the whole like fingers on the forehead, like look around at first, because you don't see anything that is even remotely similar to the Tim that you knew. Yeah, and you're just confused. You ask the closest person in front of you, like, have you seen? And this like giant floppy hood flops up, and
I mean, at this point, I would be basically trying to like maintain a thunderbolt.
Just like. Oh, would you be in the pocket?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Oh, then I don't find you.
No, you would go in.
I'm not going in the pocket.
But you don't.
a little
know,
too
you don't-
late.
Yeah, you don't know that. So you go in and.
Oh, I'm already in the pocket.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a concentration check. Wow. You go in and Tim faces
What
you.
was it?
Natural 20.
Okay.
And Tim's face is facing you, only it's upside down, and you notice that you're floating inside of this giant white space, and he's on the very fake lawn of a giant dollhouse, and you immediately look around and just like move your body in the perfect way to just sort of plant your feet on the ground, like use him, grab him, like put your feet down and just sort of like stand up, really confused, and sort of like giant plastic windows burst open, and you see this very strange figure of this sort of half like rat Neanderthal looking man go, Hercheck, welcome in. I didn't invite you here.
I just look at who is Tim, you look fantastic, by the way. Who is that?
That's Pinky.
That's Pinky?
Oh yeah.
It's me, Pinky.
Hey.
Diamond fingers.
Like a new
He
look?
lifts
Nice
up his finger.
dollhouse, Pinky.
Thanks.
Did he cast a spell on
How did
me?
he snapped all those rings on his finger?
He's got long fingers.
Yeah.
Probably be like a.
Soundwave, cool. So you're just casting Thunderbolt?
Well, I was holding the cast like
Like-
continuous.
I'm
style.
picturing King Yajirobe's planet.
Imagine multiple King Yajirobe's. Wait, it's not Yajirobe. King
Who the
Kai.
heck
King Kai.
is?
King Kai's planet. Only it's like multiple different giant and smaller spinning objects of like different crowns slowly rotating and slamming into different like bejeweled belts, slamming into like boots and just like these huge objects floating and slowly colliding into each other and rolling away. And most all of them look sort of like mythical and legendary, but there is this like filter of kind of disgust throughout it. Like different giant balls of like bones and things sticking. Yeah, it's a pretty wacky place.
Cool.
Can my eyes have like that Raiden effect going on right now?
Yeah, of course.
I'm trying to
It's
get
actually-
in tune.
This is perfect because you're in tune. I say, Tim, you are in tune with Rahum perfectly. Do you remember when we were back at the tree when we fought that creature with the mask? He knew you. He did not know you of Tim, but he knew you of Rahum as an avatar. I think
Who are we talking about?
The
Hegerax.
Ah. I didn't know he knew me, but I mean, who doesn't know me? You seen this look?
You look good. It's way better than I see you get the beard still.
It's looking quite nice.
Yeah, you actually don't. It's gone.
Yeah, the beard's gone.
no,
Sorry,
it's-
the mane is gone. The beard is still there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It only lasts a week.
So what does this mean?
Shit, I probably should ask the fucking dude about that next time.
I'll be back.
I don't really know, but I believe you are in line for something beyond what you currently are. Maybe the next Rahum.
I feel it.
Yes, if you continue the way you are, which their eyes dope as fuck.
I'm gonna go flex and try to like do lightning sparks in my eyes.
Yeah, the swirls of like ghostly gaseous lightning effects sort of extend outward and make two arms and go out of your eyes.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Totally.
Yeah. I guess I've had that on my mind, and I needed to talk to you about that. I need you, I guess, to find Rahum or do something. Find
That
your
may be what I felt inside of me. I don't often know how to deal with whatever you call those things that you
gods.
thoughts. Yeah,
Thogs? That
feelings.
God,
But
Togs? That god over there?
that makes sense. I think I'm probably going to have to figure out what this is all about. I feel different, changed. It's quite nice. Like this tune I got in my head. Is that all?
Yes. That's all I can remember for now, but if I do remember something else, I will try to find you in the pockets. Is this where you're going to stay for a while? Do you plan on coming back to us, Tim?
I forget how long I've been in here actually, so.
It's been about 2 weeks.
Oh! I feel compelled. Oh, 2 weeks. Yeah, that's right. Oh! The thing! Yes. But I don't know about after that. I gotta see about a girl Rahum. Rahum girl. Never mind.
Only makes sense. Well, then I will see you in a few days then, yes? Still got like 3 days.
Yeah, I'm good for that.
I give him a nice hug and a nice sniff. Smell good.
Well, thanks.
And then
Sweet blade.
thank you. I say goodbye to Pinky and Pinky, get me the fuck out of your bag.
Wait. And I'm gonna run up and grab her hand. Let's just do this really quick. It's fun. And then can we start the Shooting Stars song again?
Yeah, and Panky goes, grab onto each other.
Panky, come on,
and
one more
take
time.
it off.
One more time.
Oh, me too.
Yes.
You see him. Okay, 1 second, and he disappears from the window. But you notice that his fingers are still curling around, and you hear, and you see Panky like fly out of the window and roll on the ground towards you. And then he grabs both of you and looks in your eyes. You ready for this?
Let's
Boing,
do
boing,
it.
boing. Onto the ground outside.
Can I still be moving to that song? Or maybe I'm just on the ground like.
Yeah, sure. Of course. Okay. Is there anything that you want to do with your last day or two?
Train as much as possible with the sword. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go to the fighting pits. Not the fighting, the training pits with all the guards. I'm gonna return, and I'm like, who wants to face Hercheck's new blade?
Okay, roll a charisma check at advantage. Yay.
Fighting pits, you say?
12.
Okay. You for the first time in a long, actually no, you show up pretty much a little bit delayed from before, but there's like a glow about you this time that the guards are like, where did you get that blade? I could swore I've seen it in novels and in comics in the past. As a kid, there's some famous heroes. That's crazy. And you've gained a few sort of more zealots in the fighting pits. And also you've just effectively trained quite a few of them.
Good.
If the regiment had stats, it'd be +1.
Yeah.
Okay, Varkir.
So is it 2 weeks over? Is the gauntlet
2 weeks is
done?
not over.
Okay,
No,
so
yeah.
then
For
I'm just
me,
going
it is.
to I guess I'll get ready for the ceremony and buy I'll fix my room up, maybe like buy a silver shield, put it on the wall, and, get a little like a nice chest for my room, get some nice like blue sheets for my bed, and then get some nice good looking clothes for the ceremony, getting ready for
Okay.
it.
Say it's about 80 gold pieces to do up your room.
How much are the clothes?
Just super fancy clothes?
Yeah, like really noble clothes that are just like
Oh, okay.
blue,
That's
white
gonna
with
be an
sashes
added
and everything.
250.
So how much is that all total?
All total is 380. Or sorry, 330 gold pieces.
30 gold pieces. All right, I pay it gladly. And then I will just go to the what do you call it? The stables and everything, and practice, mounting the horse and riding him, just
Okay,
to train
roll
him and
an animal
everything.
handling to see how effectively you can ride this horse after 2 weeks.
Is that cocked at all? No,
At all.
That is not.
Damn. So that's a 5 plus 5 is 10.
It's. I mean, you
Good
get the you get a pretty good you get a pretty good grasp of it after of 2 weeks. It all pretty much comes back to you. You can ride a horse normally, I would say. It's still not quite. You haven't put it through the test of live combat, what you're used to riding a horse on, or especially not the harshness of Barathor's Reach, but you you do gain a little bit of your confidence back on the horse.
Say nothing like Shatterax, but you're getting there. You're getting there. I don't know what to call you though. I asked the thing. What's this horse's name?
Philip.
It's a lame name. Give me another one.
Gargantuous.
Wow.
I'll just call you Gore, I guess. I hopped off the horse, pet him, and I'll tie him up in the stable.
Okay. Anything else you want to?
I wanted to see what all the stuff I took off my person in my. I'm gonna study it for a little bit. Like, what is all this stuff I took off? Like, what is this bag of menacing things? What is this?
Go ahead and roll an
blade?
investigation check.
15.
15. You go through, and especially having the scientific mind that you have, you almost you piece together parts of the adventure that you had, especially sort of like looking at different scrapes and looking at different pieces of dirt from regions that you're not familiar with, or that are not close by. You part by memory and part just by investigatory prowess, partially piece together what you just went through.
I guess I went on an epic adventure of some sorts. All right. And then I just I spent the rest of the week just enjoying the town, just going about.
Okay. Tim.
Oh, I thought we popped out at 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I sort of remember as you went into the bag, we sort of skipped for Hercheck because the battery. We didn't want to die.
Oh, so we're cutting back to what I
Yeah.
was doing? I mean, that was essentially what I was
Just practicing
doing.
magic for.
Yeah. There was like a calling to me, so I really wanted to practice. I'd say lightning spells. So I gained lightning step or thunder step, practicing that, and
Roll an Arcana check at advantage.
snake fives.
Snake eyes. 2
2
1s? 2 5s?
2 fives.
It's a blast, destroying some objects that Panky doesn't really care about, and Panky is, and then there's some that you accidentally just blew up entirely, and
So you
had an
teleport
argument with
around. And
that was for
thunder
something
step?
different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I had a wacky vision of him getting teleported and just smacking into things, and
Yeah, exactly. It's like imagine Goku first learning the instant transmission, only it's Tim, and he just like comes out like spinning and like bumping into different objects and sending him on a destructive course.
precisely. But yeah, I would like to try and just meditate on like using thunder for prolonged periods of time. So like my eyes roll back as I'm trying to like hold a thunderbolt for as long as possible.
Okay, go ahead and roll another Arcana check at advantage.
Um, 23.
23. Wow. Yeah, I will say that you added an extra D6 to your lightning bolt.
Snap.
And I'll probably create that spell and add it to you permanently. Okay. Any last minute things that we want to take care of? Throughout this time, you guys have also been noticing that there was a call through the city. Your first days, it was a very sad and somber atmosphere as people were hanging up, just like black curtains and different sort of ceremonial do-ups to their houses and buildings and streets and things like that in respect for Orin. And you also see that people have been after those few days been building different structures and hanging different ribbons, and you even see some people practicing different magics together that are pretty flashy. There's an air of the town of just prepping for this ceremony. And you even see different vendors come in from different cities. You see different druids come in, many different... You understood that Triandal was an influential and positive figure, but you never quite understood before seeing a garrison from Capilico show up to pay their respects as well, and set up their own almost like Burning Man golden structure in respect to Triandal. Tim?
Sorry, I wanted to expand on my meditation.
Okay, sorry.
Can we retcon a little bit?
Yeah. This is just throughout the time you guys are noticing this.
Oh, okay. Well, this would have been in the bag. So, sorry for those who haven't seen this, but they just need to. Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls.
Oh yeah.
When he's trying to meditate and speak to his master. I would like to do the same, to like reach out into the mindscape, and try and speak with Rahum, or like search for Rahum. Yeah, so like kind of like, so my eyes are rolled back. I'm casting Thunderbolt, or maybe I'm just sitting there and like little, almost like Dragon Ball Z, like lightning is like spurting around my body, and I'd like to like almost, teleport my mental being into like thunderclouds, like searching, trying to commune with Rahum.
Okay.
Am I successful?
I would say you don't have to roll for that. Was that Ganon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't have to roll for that. You are pretty much the ending of the Hulk, where they're fighting through the clouds. Your vision pulls you into this very dark, cloudy atmosphere. Everything is just consumed by this swirling cloud, and you are following these lightning tendrils of sparking throughout the clouds, and coursing along these different electrical tendrils until you make it to... It's almost like you're following it up his beard, and you see these bright blue eyes just hovering in the darkness of these clouds, tendrils of energy sparking out in different directions. Very calm, more calm than you've had, more calm than you've seen him almost ever in the past. And he just says,
Timarius, you found me as I knew you would, as I knew you would from the beginning.
Were you calling to me? Is that what this feeling has been?
In a way, find me after the ceremony. I'll be where I always was, where you found me from the start.
And sort of the eyes close, and as the last sliver of light just sparks away, and you hear his sort of to remind you of who he is, his laughing as these electric tendrils wrap around you and pull you back out of the clouds, back into your mind.
I'd like to pop back to laughing as well, maniacally.
Okay. And with that, Zapdash finds his way to you all on his purple flamingo.
Hey! The Queen summons you! Auspicious times ahead!
Wait. Oh, that was Bixwack.
That was
What was
Bixwack.
Zapdash's voice?
I
Whatever.
feel like
Oh,
Zapdash was the same person.
probably.
Definitely was way better.
Bixwack was like,
Ah, thanks, Pinky.
Mm.
okay. So they were different. Okay, so yeah. And with that, he hands you a sort of a silver encrusted envelope with the stamp of the royal family, which is a lion, on top of it. And it is a summons to the Prisma Palace. You are honored guests of the celebration / passing / momentous occasion. So, with that, we will pick up next time on SASANS and Dragons. Thank you for joining us, SASANS, on this shop quest time level up episode of SASANS and Dragons. What will happen next time? Probably some cool stuff. Who knows? I don't know. Yes, I do. Or do I?
More shopping.
Okay.
More shopping, yeah.
As always, until fate next brings us together, and never stop playing role-playing games.
Yes, don't put it in the game.